show starts in 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Go. Bass in your face. Bass in your face.
Good evening, everybody. Welcome to another episode of Uncommon Sense with Jose Negro. Now, for the benefit of those of you who are not familiar with the channel or watching this channel for the first time, the reason why it is called Uncommon Sense, because here on this platform, we discuss everyday issues where we try to find logical solutions. But not everyone uses logic. So for that reason, it is called Uncommon Sense. I want to let everybody know that I'm currently live on YouTube, Facebook, and Twitch. Also, the subscriber mode has been enabled, meaning if you are not a subscriber and if you wish to enter a comment in the chat, you will need to subscribe to the channel. I also have another channel, that's much smaller one called Latina Diaspora, where I discuss issues pertaining to Latinos, particularly Latinos residing in the United States. The link to that channel is in the description. As always, I want to give a huge shout out to all those who have already subscribed to the channel, whether you've been a supporter from the very beginning or just recently joined. I really do appreciate all your love and all your support. I also want to give a huge shout out to all those who follow me on social media. I want to give a huge shout out to all those who allow me to enter into your devices, and a huge shout out to those who watch from the clouds. So if you have not done so already, what I'm going to ask you to do is subscribe, like, and set the bell notifications to all. So therefore, whenever I do produce content, you will have the opportunity to catch it live or catch it on the playback. So the as you can see by the thumbnail, the topic for tonight, can women ever be happy? Okay. Before I continue, let me just give you a disclaimer because depending on how it may be perceived. I mean, there might be some disagreements, and that's okay because we could discuss it here. This is not a women bashing stream. What it is it um, I follow a very successful young YouTube creator known as Didi, who's an African American who's I think she has like about I don't know close to 100,000 subs, which she does streams and videos regarding uh, various topics. Among the topics she talks about is that adults need to be accountable for their actions, both male and female. So, what this stream tonight is going to be a reaction to one, possibly two of her short videos. Uh, she has stated on multiple occasions people can share. Um, so I'm just going to share. Of course, I'm going to give credit as well, and I'm going to give you my thoughts about it. Okay, and the whole point is to have a discussion. Okay, hopefully, other people will hit the panel and then they can express their point of view. Okay, and again, If we disagree, that's fine. Let's discuss it. Now, before we get into the main topic, we're going to have another episode of In My Words. Now, a couple of months ago, there was this video that went viral. I think it was in TikTok, which women were asked if they were abandoned in the forest, would they rather be stuck with a man or with a bear? The majority of the women, when questioned, all responded that they'd rather be stuck with a bear. And the reason behind that, because men, unfortunately, has been unaliving women like bears don't unalive people. Okay. Now, of course, this video went viral, and people have been talking about it, and there've been other YouTube creators that give their comments regarding it, and that's perfectly fine. I'm going to give you my comment for whatever it's worth. I think it's stupid, and I'm going to tell you why. A bear is a wild animal. Um, they weigh anywhere from 1,000 to 2,000 pounds. Okay. If a human being tries to confront a bear without a gun, the human being doesn't have much of a chance because, first of all, bears are bigger, bears are stronger. Plus, bears have sharp teeth and sharp claws. Okay, bears can do major damage on the human body. Okay, and bears can definitely unalive a person. Okay, bears are also carnivores. In fact, they consume meat. So what they do is they pursue prey, whether it be fish, whether it be deer, whether it be of animals, or even human beings. Now, the statement is stupid for two reasons. Number one, what I alluded to, okay, the bear does not think like a human being, does not think about trying to please a woman or impress a woman or what have you. They just want to eat, live, roam, and procreate whatever bear that's nearby. So they're not gonna. So a bear does not think in terms of, you know, women. You know, are they afraid? They just look at, they can easily look at a woman as lunch as much as a male. The other reason why I say it's stupid is because a lot of these women that go out on social media talking about that they don't trust men, but they trust a bear, are the same ones that complain about when no man approaches them. Okay, and also the same women uh, that talk about that have fear of being unalive from men. Some of them don't have no problem hooking up with a stranger, going on a one night stand, um, getting involved with a pookie and a red ring. Okay, some of them let they hit it raw, so to speak. In other words, they engage in um, unprotected sexual activity. Okay, which means not only are they risking getting pregnant, but also risking getting STDs. Okay, and one thing Men, for the most part, while there are some exceptions, if you tell us to leave you alone, we're going to leave you alone. Okay? So it's like, on the one hand, you tell us not to approach you, ladies. And then at the same time, you get upset because we don't approach you. Ladies, make it make sense, please. Or is it perhaps you only want certain types of men to approach you? Which is fine. Everyone can have a preference. That's perfectly fine. Sometimes those preferences are unrealistic. Okay. Especially if you're talking about trying to pursue a man that has a six-figure income, 6 feet tall, has a six-pack, have no kids, extremely handsome and fly. Those men are very few. Okay. And some of you expect a man to be making $1 million a year, which is even worse. And the one thing bear in mind, the men, these type of men, they have options. Okay. And don't you think these men are going to be asking for certain criteria as well? That's the thing. One of the things I've said, and I'm going to continue to say, is that we have to be realistic in our value in the dating market. Okay. And again, I'm going to take myself as an example. I am going to be 62 years old in a little bit over a month. I have no business whatsoever trying to approach a 30-something or a 20-something or even a 40-something female. Okay. If I don't have like a trunk full of money, or I don't have a six-pack, or I don't have a swagger, or what have you. Realistically speaking, my best option is to pursue women that are close to my age. Now, are there men my age trying to approach women in their 20s, 30s, and 40s? Yes. And there's reason for that. I'm not going to get into it because I can go on for hours. But I think when it comes to the dating market, all of us, and I repeat, all of us must be realistic. Okay? The older you get, the more restricted your choices have to be. It's just a plain simple fact. Okay? And again, as a person that's approaching the age of getting Social Security, I'm not looking for someone 20, 30, 40 years my junior. Because basically, if she's interested in me, it's going to be because of my money or my possessions or what have you. So, with that being said, we're going to get into the main topic. Now, before I get into the main topic, let me just state for the record that the link to join the panel has been pinned. If anyone at any point, if they wish to hit the panel, the link and join the panel and opine either way, you're welcome to do so. Again, let me just state for the record that if I've never seen you before, I've never heard of you before, I will insist that you come up in the backstage because I want to make sure that no one flashed anything inappropriate, which would cause the good people of YouTube to take down the stream. Now, what I'm doing is I'm trying to stay away from the politics, at least for a little bit, give it a rest because uh, realistically speaking, we're going to be hearing nothing about these politics on and on and on until election day, and then some. I probably won't mention anything about it until it's time for the debates, of which I'll give my opinion. And I suspect, and it's perfectly fine, most of the people support Trump, which is fine. So, what I'm going to do is share my screen. Now, hopefully, the audio will be okay. Okay. And even though Didi stated that it's okay to share the video, I'm going to stay proclaim it under fair use. Um, what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be stopping during, during the video, and I'm going to give my critique. One thing I will ask, if there's anyone that's watching this stream right now, if they can put a one in the chat, just let me know that the audio is okay. A two if the audio is not okay, because I need to have an idea. Um, the last stream I did, um, when I muted myself, I also muted the audio. So I'm gonna ask, if anyone is listening, um, please put a one in the chat if the audio is okay, or a two if it's not. I suspect there's not going to be a lot of people watching this stream live because, first of all, I know Donna Mama has a stream, um, and also it's the Labor Day weekend, so people are going to be out partying. So most likely, most of the people are going to catch this on the playback, which is perfectly fine with me. And for your own benefit and information, I will be doing a stream on Monday night. Probably going to do another um, reaction to another video. I'm just trying to change the content a little bit so we can have some mature conversation. So now we will concede under fair use.
Who are having a hard time. And I'm pretty sure a lot of those, she said they didn't have the fathers helping out, and it's probably not in the child's life and not in the same household. So like I said, a lot of women have negative examples, and hell, I've seen nothing but negative examples of it too. So I get where it's coming from, but you never really see the mom and the dad with the kids. I don't know how many times I could tell you, me and my husband have been places and people are like, those are your kids? And you guys are together, and she looks like she's sane. They always say that. Oh, she doesn't look frazzled. She doesn't look worn out. Why does it have to be that? And I'm not raising children is a lot of work, but it doesn't have to like take you over. It's about how you do it. It's not all negative. It's not all bad. People just have heard people complain about.
Now, unfortunately, you know, it's a reality. There are a lot of single parents out there. There are a lot of single moms. There's also some single dads. Let me make this perfectly clear. I'm not shaming single parents, or whether they be single moms or single dads. And one thing we have to understand that a lady could be a single mom because the husband passed away and she's a widow. A lady could be a single mom because she was in an abusive relationship with the husband or ex-husband or the baby father. Okay. Um, a lady could be a single mom because the father was being unfaithful. Okay. But let's keep it real. There are some women who are single moms because of the poor choices that they made as far as engaging in sexual activity without any precaution to prevent either unwanted pregnancy or STD. So now we will continue again under fair use.
About being a parent, and then you're coming from a place of listening to single women telling you this. And then the thing about it, a lot of these women, they didn't want to be mothers. They didn't want to be mothers. They were just out having a good time and happened to get pregnant. It's not like they planned for a baby. It's not like they, they have their husband and they plan like most couples do, plan for a child. They didn't plan for the baby. They just got pregnant and they mad and bitter because they doing it by themselves, but you didn't plan for this. You just went out and got the D and then, oh, God damn it, I'm pregnant. As if you didn't know that caused pregnancy. You didn't protect yourself. You just was so into sleeping with a pookie and you got pregnant and you do it again. And now you're struggling and you're complaining and you're telling other people how hard it is. And I'm so goddamn tired of these kids. And then this, I don't know what to do. And this, I don't have any help and I'm trying to do it all. Of course, that's going to be difficult. Of course, that's going to be hard because you're doing it by.
Now, Dee Dee makes a point that it's a sort touchy issue with some women, okay? And again, we got to keep it clear. We got to keep it 100. Some of the women become single parents because they engage in activity which they expose themselves to pregnancy. Because only a woman can grant access to her body. Because if a man tries to gain access against her will, it's called rape or essay. Okay. But some of these women cannot take accountability for their actions, and then they blame the dude for not stepping up in his duties as far as being a daddy or a baby daddy. While unfortunately, some women make poor choices as far as who they engage in sexual activity with. Again, we will continue on the fair use.
By yourself, you got to bring all the finances, you got to bring all the everything, you got to do it all by yourself because you chose wrong. But you hate to admit the part that you chose wrong. And then when you see you happen to stumble upon a couple who's raising their kids together and they're happy and they smiling and they're doing the things that they need to do for their family and they doing it together, and then you sit somewhere in a corner bitter and angry because you're still, I wish I had that. I wish I had help. I wish I had a man. I wish I had this. Somebody told you going out and having your fun in your 20s is where it's at, and don't worry about a man and you can do it all by yourself. They told you that, and you drank that and swallowed it whole, and you believe that's what you're supposed to be doing. Now the consequences have set in. Now you're complaining, and now you're influencing other women to not have children because they think it's just the hardest thing ever. It's not all doom and gloom. Stop listening to these single women who are struggling, have struggled their whole lives, never had somebody in their lives who actually cared for them and loved them and been there for them. They just project their experiences onto.
Now, this is another interesting point, and I'm glad that a woman is discussing this, because if a man discussed this issue, no one is going to pay the man any heed. The fact that a woman is discussing this issue, it's speaks volumes. Okay. And the fact of the matter is this: some of these single moms, are actually out there trying to discourage women to actually get married and have kids and what have you. They think that having kids and having a husband, a spouse, is the worst things possible. Like, in fact, a lot of these older women, these type of who want to get married and have a husband and a stable home environment, pick me's. Okay. But yet we have a large number of women who are single moms raising children, and the result, I hate to say it, are mixed. Some are doing a great job with their children, others are doing a piss poor job. So that we will continue again fair use.
other people and have these women thinking like, oh my God, I don't ever want to have any children. I don't ever want to get married because it's just the most horrible thing. And all these people just divorcing. Yeah, there are a lot of people who are divorcing, but that don't have to be you. And you shouldn't be focused on the negative aspects of relationships and dating and marriage. You focus on what you have and you build on what you have, and you have a choice to pour into what you have and build upon that, as opposed to letting other people's negative experiences influence how you move in your relationship, because it can happen. Other women.
Now she makes a different, another good point. Okay, yes, there are a lot of marriages that end in divorce. A lot of it has to do with the fact, and let's keep it real, initiated by the female. Some cases it's legit, other cases it's not. Okay. I was married. I am not. I've been divorced for 11 years. I've said this before, and I say it again. Both me and my ex-wife were responsible for the divorce. I don't blame her 100%. I don't accept 100% of the blame. We were both responsible. Okay. And of course, I at least have been able to move on. I don't know if my ex-wife has done so. She said that she does. I really don't know. I'm going to assume that she did. If she didn't, then, well, that's something she's going to have to deal with. And now we will continue. Fair use.
Women can influence you and try to tell you that something is wrong with your relationship when there's nothing wrong. The reason why people say women keep women single, because women can influence other women to either mess up their own relationships because they mad because they don't have it, influence women to leave their husbands and try to tell them what he should be doing based on these modern standards, and have you thinking that your husband ain't nothing because he don't do this, or he don't do what JC don't love in hip hop. So they're trying to tell you he should be doing this, he should be doing that, and cause you to leave your good situation to be single and miserable with them. You're miserable, you're bitter, you couldn't seem to make a relationship work, or be a good woman to a good man. So you want everybody just to be single like you. This is why these women be championing these women when they decide to leave.
Good evening, USA. Actually, believe it or not, to me that's a valid question. Can women ever be happy? Um, First of all, I think one thing you have to bear in mind is that they have to clarify what is happiness. I think women can be happy, but again, happiness based on what? Okay? Because look, you can get 20 people together and you're going to get 20 different interpretations of happiness. So, can women be happy? Yes. But first, you have to define what is happiness, number one. And number two, what type of environment that you were raised um, that prepare you to live a life as an adult. So that's just a little bit more of the video, and then we'll have another discussion.
Leave a relationship. They're like, oh yes, she's joined the misery club. She joined the single bitter women's club. Yes, let's invite her in with gladness. And then when they see you go back, oh my God, they piss and screaming. God damn it, she went back. They hate for you to try to make it work because they want a whole community of bitter single women championing that single mother lifestyle of struggle, because you're complaining that it's a struggle. So why would you want everybody to struggle? So you want everybody to struggle together?
Okay. So we're going to park it here. Okay. So the reason why I chose this creator, because first of all, like I said before, one thing I love about Dee Dee is that she speaks with a great deal of intelligence. And I see we have a comment. Okay. One thing we have to bear in mind that at least when it comes to this generation of women, at least this generation, a lot of them were raised by single moms. And again, um, some of it because the husband passed away, or they left an abusive relationship, or the father was unfaithful, and others, unfortunately, they made poor choices. That's the reality. Okay. Um. Okay. I think one thing we have to bear in mind: the feminism that exists today is quite different from the feminism in its original form. Good evening, Irby. Thank you very much for stopping by. Tonight's topic: can women ever be happy? Okay. So I just play a video clip from Dee Dee was shared, and she talked about how you have single moms who are out there trying to keep other women unhappy. And I'm glad to see we have a lady in the chat. Good evening, DT Juju. Thank you very much for stopping by. And let me just state for the record that DT Juju has her own YouTube channel where she discusses a lot of interesting topics. So I hope that you'll check out her content and subscribe to her channel. Now, let me make it perfectly clear. Most of the time, she's going to air her stuff like late at night, like, I don't know, like 1 o'clock in the morning, what have you. So other times you'll have to catch it on the playback. But I'm glad that there is a lady in the chat so she can give her opinion. Okay. You're quite welcome. And again, let me make it perfectly clear. Okay, this is not an anti-lady stream. This is just, I am just trying to have a discussion. Okay. Okay, can women ever be happy? My argument is yes, women can be happy. The thing is, what they need to do is that they need to define what is happiness for them. Okay, that's part of the problem. Because again, as I stated before, you can get 20 women together. You can get 20 different interpretations of how they define happiness. Okay, so DT Juju, I will appreciate your input if you can regarding the discussion. And here's an interesting quote. I think okay. Now, what I'm gonna say, you might disagree, which is perfectly fine. But I think part of the problem is the expectations that some women have regarding their partners. Okay. I mean, there's nothing wrong in having realistic expectations. Well, I understand that. I was just thinking, but that's perfectly fine. That's perfectly fine. This is my thing. There's nothing wrong if women have expectations. Like, for example, if they're the type of women that they seek a monogamous relationship, okay, one that's based on mutual love, mutual respect, okay, that their opinions um, are going to be valued. Okay, let me just let me just let me just state, okay, not all women do that. Okay, are there women that are into OnlyFans and terminate pregnancies and things of that nature? Yes, but I think when it comes to women practicing reproductive choices, there's a lot of things that get taken into a consideration. And mind you, I'm pro-life. Okay, so this is something we all have to bear in mind, and it's very easy um, to opine when it comes to that topic, particularly if we never experience it in ourselves or we never experience it as far as our family members. Okay, that's fine. Okay, first of all, let's keep it real. Okay, are there women that made poor choices? Yes. Okay. However, we have to make a distinction between women who do decide to terminate because they're treated as a form of birth control, compared to women that's in situations where their health is in danger. Good evening, Mama. Thank you very much for stopping by. And let me just let everybody know that the intro with Boricua has his YouTube channel. So I'm gonna ask that you show some love to our father Boricua, subscribe and check out his content. But going back to the original topic, women can't be happy. Okay. The key is, and again, and this, I have to specify. They have to clarify and specify what is the definition of happiness. Because for someone like DT Juju, her concept of happiness may differ from another female, and we have to bear that in mind. You know what? That is my situation as well. I'm pro-life. However, in cases where of rape, when the mother's life is in danger, or in the case of incest, you do have to allow that procedure to take place. Okay, I do not believe. I do not believe in a complete ban on abortion, because what that does, it takes away and exposes women and sometimes girls to some serious health risks. But let's Let's continue. Now, in my humble opinion, what's very important is the upbringing that these ladies have. Okay. Because what we do is it will have a major role in how they determine happiness. Okay. And one thing we have to bear in mind, happiness is it excuse me, it is a vague term. Okay. But I suspect what most women would want, and if I'm wrong, I will ask the ladies in the audience to please correct me in the chat. But I think most women, they want to be respected. They want to be treated as individuals, not as sexual objects. Most women want their feelings to be taken into consideration. Most women want their views to be respected. Okay. Most women want their own individuality respected. That is what I think. Are there some women that have an erroneous concept of happiness? Yeah. But so do men. So do men. Now, what I'm going to do is, excuse me, just give me a moment. I came across another Just give me a moment. Okay. Now, I see this, and USA has another interesting point, which is this heavy is just having your goals accomplished and needs fulfilled and having a stable, loving relationship, financially stable and decent health, feeling safe. Okay. I'm sure for a lot of women, that's something that's very important. Okay. Now, I'm going to share another video. This is a reaction video. I alluded to this earlier. There was a video which went viral. Excuse me. Where some women were asked if they were stuck in the woods, would they feel safer with a bear or a man? And many of the women chose the bear. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to play this video. Okay. Part of being happy is to feel safe. Okay. So I'm just going to share my video, my screen. And of course, I'm going to stop it from different points. I don't think I'm going to play the whole video. I'm just going to play like the first maybe a couple of minutes. Maybe just okay.
Back with another.
Of course, again, fair use.
Reaction video. Now, remember this video.
Would you rather be stuck in a forest with a man or bear?
The bear. Bear.
So remember, women chose the bear. The majority of women in that clip, that viral video clip going around asking women if they were left stranded in a forest, would they choose a man or the bear? And the majority of these women chose the bear. Now, there are some people out here who don't understand how that relates to men in relationships with women. So what that says, and even those, there are women who made videos saying, hey, they would choose the bear, and they're glad that women chose the bear because bears don't unalive women. Bears don't hurt women. Bears don't do this. Bears don't assault women. That's why it's related to relationships, because women have made a stance that they would prefer to trust a bear rather than trust a man. So men who are listening to this are responding accordingly. So men are looking at this and saying, hey, you don't trust us. You would prefer a bear who is thousands of pounds, who is an animal, who could rip you to shreds, who could maul you in seconds and unalive you. You would rather take the bear than the men because you just don't trust men that much, right? So what are men supposed to do with this information? Are they supposed to go towards women? Are they supposed to run towards women and try to convince women that, hey, you can trust us? We are all not out here trying to hurt you. Statistics don't even prove that men are out here just hurting women to that level. Should men just start to try to win the approval of these women and make them feel more at ease with them? What do women want men to do? And if you don't...
That's a very good question. That is a very good question. And again, this is something I alluded to earlier when in my words, the part of the stream. I mean, if you send out a memo and you tell us, do not approach you, do not come near you, do not talk to you, we're going to comply with your request. But yet some of these women who say they will choose the bear are now upset because men don't approach them. Make that make sense, people, please. Make that make sense. Now, don't get me wrong. There are women that have been traumatized because of a toxic relationship where a male was abusive, or maybe a male was unfaithful. But not all men are that way, just like all women are that way. Okay, and then you get upset because we choose not to approach you after you telling us to leave you ladies alone. Make that make sense, folks. Make that make sense. We will continue on the fair use.
I want men to do anything. I think that is what's happening. So a lot of men are moving away from women. They're moving away from women in the workforce. There's a statistic somewhere that I saw, or an article or something, where they stated that men don't want to do one-on-one meetings with women. They don't want to work in the same environment with women because now they don't trust women with the fact that women don't trust them. So they want to steer clear of women because they don't want to find themselves in a compromising situation based off of a woman's feelings, or if they look at a woman the wrong way, or if they, if the women just all of a sudden feel threatened by them because they're fearful of them and don't trust them. Men are trying many different ways to remove themselves from women's spaces. And can you blame them? Men are moving and responding according to the fact that a lot of these women don't trust them, and they would rather risk their lives with the bear than with a man. So now that men are removing themselves and men are not approaching women, men are trying to stay clear of women. They're not even trying to even give them any eye contact. They are really trying to move away because they don't want women to assume the worst of them. So now that they're doing that, women are complaining. No, go figure. Women are complaining. They're mad at the fact that men are not approaching them. Men are not talking to them. Men are not even looking their way. They have an issue with that. And my thing is this.
When ladies tell men not to approach them, not to talk to them, not that near them, and then you get up, and then when we honor your request, and then you get upset at us for honoring your request, and this is an urgency, and then you have to factor in the Me Too movement, and then you're wondering why men don't approach women. At least some women. Okay, so I'm going to show one more portion of the video clip, and then we're going to have some more discussion. And again, under fair use.
Before women make these types of statements and make these irrational, just grand statements about all men, do they not think about the consequences of that? Do they not think about how men are going to see that and how men are going to give you what you want? This is what men do. They give you what you ask for. And if you ask for men to leave you alone, stay away from you because you don't trust them and you think they're all bad, then men are going to leave you alone. You can't ask to stay away from men, and you can't make statements like you don't trust men and they're just harming you left and right, and then turn around and think men should approach you and think men should still run behind you and men should treat you like you're, like you're the best thing since sliced bread. No, these men are slowly moving away from these types of women. They're not approaching. They're not asking you out on dates. They're not doing anything remotely close to what you think that they might do. But see, now that men are moving away, women are, taking a different stance. They're kind of like, well, we really want men to approach us. We didn't say we didn't want you to approach us. We didn't say that you can't come out and buy us drinks and date us and do all of this. No, you said you don't trust them. You would rather a big freaking bear over a man. Make that make sense. And then you think that men are going to feel comfortable around you? Come on. This is why I say a lot of these women think men are just clueless. They think men are just stupid. They think men don't have a brain, child. They really think men aren't listening and are not paying attention to what's being said in this new modern society. And they are listening. They're paying attention. They're listening to what you are saying, and they're responding accordingly. And now these women are mad and clueless, or acting clueless, as if they don't know why these men are not approaching, why they're not giving you eye contact, why they could care less about what you're doing, why they're trying to move away. They act like they're shocked and appalled. Now, if you told me that you didn't trust me and you thought I was going to unalive you and I was going to do this, I would stay away from you too. I wouldn't want to be bothered with you either, because you look at me in a way that's not truthful to who I am. This is a dangerous thing to do, where women just put all men in a certain category and they never apologize or never turn it around to say, no, there are men out here who do that, but that is not a representation of all men. You just put all men in that category and you're so staunch on that. But then at the same time, you flip flop and you want men to look at you as something to be comfortable around. No, that's not what men do. See, women do the flip flopping. Women change their minds. You say one thing, you do something else. You want people to read your mind. You want men to think that, oh, I said this, but I really didn't mean it. I really didn't mean that. I meant this. And you want them to try to figure that out. Men don't have time for that. Most men don't move that way. When you tell them something specific to do, they do what you ask. They don't do nothing extra, nothing more. They do what you ask. And if you want more, you better be specific on what it is that you want, because most men don't operate like that. That's how women operate. And far too often, women think that men should act the way they act, and they just don't. And this is how.
Okay, I'm going to park it here. Okay. Now the question is, why did I show this video? Okay, basically, it's part of the question about happiness. And part of happiness has to do with security. Okay? Now, again, this video went viral, okay? And almost every female question chose the bear. So they rather choose a 2,000 pound undomesticated animal that can shred into pieces, eat them up alive, kill them, so they don't have to deal with a man. Make that make sense, please. Make that make sense. Okay. And again, let me just make this perfectly clear. Not all women think this way. Not all women respond that way. Okay. But that is the reality, and the reason why I even show this video, because part of the happiness is security. Okay, because the reality is this: all of us wants to be safe. All of us wants to have happiness. All of us wants to. Okay, well, most of us wants to be successful in what we do. Most of us have dreams, most of us have visions and things of that nature. So now I have been talking for almost an hour. Okay. So if anyone wishes to hit the link and join the panel and opine regarding the topic, whether they agree with me or they disagree with me, or maybe some of you think I'm nuts, this is your opportunity to hop on and express your point of view. Or if you feel more comfortable, you can add additional comments in the chat. If no one wishes to join the panel or there's no further comments, then I will start to wrap it up. Okay. Now, again, it's very important that a woman actually said this. Okay. Because unfortunately, with some women, they only accept validation if it comes from another woman. And even in some cases, some women will attack them. They'll call them pygmies. Um, they'll call them anything and everything other than a child of God. Okay. So I'm going to give you my point of view. Yes, I think women can be happy. But the key, again, you have to define what is your concept of happiness is. Okay? You have to define that. And it's going to be based on criteria that is applicable to yourself. Okay? It cannot be applicable to what other people think that happiness is to you. It has to be applicable to yourself. Okay? Because again, let me make this perfectly clear. How you define happiness is not the same as how other people define happiness. Okay? And there is no right or wrong answer, because what is happiness for me may not be happiness for you. Okay. Happiness could be having a long life. Happiness can be make another money. Happiness can be able to travel. Okay. Happiness could be spoiling yourself. So it varies with the individual. But what is a constant is that you have to define what is happiness. Okay. I'm going to define what is happiness for me. Happiness for me is to be accepted for who I am, with all my faults and all my limitations. Happiness for me is to be able to express myself as I see fit. Happiness for me is to be able to have my own opinion and have that opinion accepted, even if there are people who disagree with me. Okay. Happiness is knowing that each day that I have is a gift, and that gift should be valued. So that, in a nutshell, is happiness for me. What is happiness for you can be something else. And that is the reality. Okay. And only you can define what is happiness. Okay. Family can give you suggestions, good friends can give you suggestions and things of that nature. But when everything is said and done, you determine what makes you happy. Okay. And you cannot be concerned that your version of happiness will not be accepted by other people. As long as you're not exposing yourself to situations where your life is in danger or you're making poor choices, whether it be poor choices regarding your health or poor choices regarding who you wish to associate with. Okay. Anyone that's a true friend will accept your individuality and accept you for who you are, what and all. So that's how I define happiness. Okay. So just as one more reminder, if anyone wishes to hit the link and join the panel and have a discussion, whether they agree or disagree or with anything that's been said or shown, or if you prefer to enter your comments in the chat, that's fine. Again, if no one enters any comments and no one joins the panel, I will start to wrap this up. So going into next week, I'm going to be trying to do more reaction videos. Part of it is to try to stay away from politics because basically we get fed politics by the news almost 24/7. And after a while, people can get sick and tired of hearing the same thing. And it's basically, and look, and when you think about it, it's basically more or less, well, this person is ahead of the polls in this state. This person is ahead of the polls in this state. This person did this. This person did that. Kamala Harris did this. Donald Trump did that. I mean, it's like we're going to be, unfortunately, we're going to be hearing nonstop of this until election day, and then even after that, because then, depending who loses, they're going to complain about the election was not fair, the election was rigged, there was voter fraud, and so on, so on. Okay. Because unfortunately, not everyone can be a good loser. Okay. But that is the reality that's in politics today. So Next week, I'll probably do 3 streams. Um, it will probably be Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. 2 of the streams will be from this channel. 1 stream will be from my other channel, which is Latina Diaspora. Okay. For the most part, I will be live either 9:30 or 10 o'clock, or I might do a Monday, Wednesday, Thursday stream schedule. We will see. In any case, huge shout out to everyone that's watching this stream as we speak. If you have not done so, please hit the like button because it doesn't cost you anything and it does help out with the algorithm. So I think at this point, I'm going to start to wrap this up. So what are my final thoughts? I think women can be happy. Okay. Again, the key is they're going to have to define what is happiness for them. And also accept the fact that how one person defines happiness may differ from how another person defines happiness. But as long as you're happy with your definition of happiness, as long as it doesn't involve imposing your will on other people, as long as it doesn't expose yourself to any negative influences, it is a good thing. As always, I appreciate all the activity in the chat. I also do appreciate those who have checked out the stream on the playback. And of course, all of you are more than welcome to enter your comments. All I ask is you try to keep it respectable, because if you don't, what's going to happen is your comments are going to be deleted. So, with that being said, I'm going to wrap this up, and I'm going to close the stream the same way that I always close. We must do everything possible to avoid the presence of the mentally and intellectually challenged, because if we fail to do so, we will be infected by their stupidity and massive insanity. This has been another episode of Uncommon Sense with Jose Negron saying good night, take care, enjoy the Labor Day weekend, which is the unofficial ending of summer. Enjoy your weekend. Thank you, Rhonda. You have a blessed weekend too. So with that being said, take care and peace.